Hi folks. So last time I said I would talk to you about what causes acne. However, it's a pretty good idea to first give you an idea about the different forms of acne and then dive into the causes of acne after that. So first of all, I'm gonna start with whiteheads and blackheads. And whiteheads, they are formed when a pore is blocked, and the plugged pore may cause the tiny part of skin to bulge, and then what you get is a whitehead. And if you pick on it, it'll probably pop easily, but I certainly don't recommend it because it leaves like a red mark on your skin. And well, personally, I gotta say, I'm always super tempted to do that, but it would be better if nobody ever would do that. Well, blackheads are the second thing. So if the kind of like the hair plug is open at the surface, the air will oxidize, and the sebum, which is basically like the skin oil, that'll turn dark, and that causes the blackhead to form. And although it may look like it's just dirt which is stuck in the pores, but it's really like the pore is congested with bacteria and oils which can turn brown when it's exposed to air. And I gotta tell you that one of the most effective but still pleasant products for blackhead treatment is Pure Body Naturals Beauty Dead Sea Mud Mask, which is definitely worth checking out. So thirdly, we have papules, and those are kind of like stepping up the game a little bit, so to say, because whereas whiteheads and blackheads are kind of harmless, the papules are actually a form of inflamed acne, and they are born when a whitehead or a blackhead gets irritated and then becomes inflamed. And the most common reason for papules are bacteria or skin irritation. So in order to avoid these, you need to pay really careful attention to your skincare products and try not to touch your face, which is so much harder to do than what it sounds like, as everybody knows. And so when a whitehead or a blackhead turns into a papule, it swells and it turns red, and then at some point it probably begins to hurt at least a little bit. And they are like reddish, fairly small, and really tender. And the biggest difference between papules and pustules, which I'm going to introduce to you next, is that papules are not filled with pus. Although they may go on to fill with pus later on and become a pustule at a later stage, they don't contain any pus whatsoever. So, my number one tip is to avoid squeezing papules because it doesn't really help at all. All that you can get out from a papule is basically a little, tiny little drop of liquid, and it's just gonna make it hurt so much, and it'll also increase the risk of scarring, which is never a cool thing. So you have two options. First of all, either you can wait for a week or two for the papule to mature and form into a pustule. And the second option is to try BHA, which is beta hydroxy acid, and there are a lot of products with BHA, and you definitely don't have to wait for a couple of weeks before you can get rid of that papule, or even worse, to wait until it matures into a pustule. So the fourth thing that I'm going to talk about on this video are the pustules. As I already told you, they are, as the name tells you, they are filled with pus, and it's really hard sometimes to resist the temptation to pop them, but I wish that you can refrain from doing that. So these bumps are usually either white or red with some white in the center, and they may be painful to touch, and very often the skin around the bump may be red and inflamed. The pustule bumps are usually white or red with some white or yellowish color in the center, and they may be painful to the touch, and the skin around the bump may be red and inflamed. Probably most of you know what I'm talking about. This is not an uncommon thing at all. And lastly, acne cysts. And essentially, acne cysts are clogged pores filled with oil and dead skin that have become inflamed. And they turn into cystic acne when the pore ruptures under the skin, causing the inflammation to spill out into the surrounding tissue. And the next thing your body does is it forms a cyst around it to stop the inflammation from spreading further. And unfortunately, cystic acne is the worst form of acne. At least it's one of the worst forms out there. And the reason is because after the pore has ruptured, the body slowly begins to repair those damaged spots, but your cells can reproduce the exactly same type of healthy tissue you used to have before the cysts came along. So to prevent acne scars from forming in the first place, my pick for cystic acne treatment is Humane's Benzoyl Peroxide acne treatment, and that is a product that everybody keeps raving about, and it's really gentle and efficient at the same time. It's pretty like light smelling, and the texture is really nice, and it's really easy to rinse off. So that's definitely my pick for like a facial wash if you have cystic acne, and it will really do a wondrous job on your skin. So, also regarding the scars that cystic acne often leaves behind, there's a product which I've been using for almost 2 years now, and it's called the Great Lakes Hydrolyzed Collagen. It will basically help with any kinds of wounds that you might have, and it will help regenerate the body skin tissue, and so that you will not have those craters on your skin. It will seriously help because it accelerates the body's ability to rebuild those spots on your skin, and also you can expect your hair and nails to start growing way faster. So yeah, it's called the Great Lakes Hydrolyzed Collagen, and I'm gonna put a link down in the description so you can see all of these, because it's really good to try these out and see if they work for you. And as I promised, in the next part of this video, you'll learn what causes acne and how you can minimize those factors. Thanks for watching, and remember to share and subscribe. See you in the next video.